It is 6 o'clock on this weather impact alert day. You can see these storms showing up right now on live Doppler 13 radar.
And now let's look outside. A live look downtown right now where it feels like it's been raining nearly all day, and tonight we're not in the clear yet. So we start in the Weather Center tonight with Angela, and some parts of the state right now are already seeing this potential for severe weather from these storms.
Yes, especially the western and northwestern sections of our area. That's where we have a tornado watch until 9 o'clock, and we're watching really closely these storms that have produced large hail and tornadoes across the central sections of Illinois. We do have a tornado warning that now comes to the state line. If this one is rotating, it is just that rotation is just to the northwest of Danville, Illinois, and the rotation is tracking north and east. So this is your heads up. Covington, Attica, Fowler. We're going to be watching this cell very carefully for you over the next half hour to 45 minutes or so. We expect some additional storms to develop south of the cluster that we're tracking now. You can see that with Future Track 13 between now and say 8, 9, 10 o'clock. If that does develop, these storms will contain that severe potential, damaging wind, rotation and tornadoes, heavy rain and lots of lightning. We're going to be dealing with this threat through about 11 o'clock or midnight, and then the overall weather pattern stays cool, it stays unsettled. We've got lots to cover in the 7-day forecast.
All right, we'll get back to you shortly. Thank you so much, Angela. WTHR Plus is a great way to stay connected when we get weather conditions like we have right now. You can follow our live Doppler 13, stream in-depth forecast, and you can watch our extended weather coverage. Just download this app on your TV to watch, and it's free.
Tonight, Indiana State Police announced a cold case arrest from a murder that occurred more than 3 decades ago. Tony Bledsoe was the victim. He went missing from Acadia back in March of 1992. Just hours ago, Indiana State Police revealed that they believed he was killed here in Indiana that same day. His remains were discovered less than a month later in the Putnam County area near the Clay County line. That then led to a lengthy investigation by state police, identifying those remains in 2018. They did so after a tip came into the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office. Today, state police charged Thomas Anderson with Bledsoe's murder. We have much more on the history of this case as we learn more about it here, and our coverage continues on 13 News tonight here at 11.
Tonight at 6, a father is now under arrest accused of killing his 5-year-old daughter. Police say that detectives were called to a home yesterday morning on LaSalle Street. That's near Washington and Rural on the east side of Indianapolis. Now, according to IMPD, officers responded to a call of an unresponsive child who had fallen down the stairs. Medics pronounced the girl dead at the home. Police arrested the father after bringing him in for an interview, and they also told 13 News the father's ex-girlfriend and the mother of the child witnessed the father abusing that child multiple times.
And now to a potential crisis for hundreds of thousands of people here in Indiana who soon could lose a key access to food.
The CEO of Gleaners Food Bank warns that will happen if Congress passes the proposed federal tax bill. Our Jenny Runovich tonight shares the impact on families.
I don't think it was being talked about.
The warning from Gleaners CEO is dire. Hundreds of thousands of Hoosiers going hungry if Congress passes the proposed tax bill.
If this proposed legislation becomes law, it'll be a needless, self-inflicted, humanitarian and economic disaster for Hoosiers and Americans, not only the ones who are hungry, but really all of us.
The tax bill would cut $300 billion in SNAP funding, food stamps that help people buy food for their families. It would shift millions in federal costs to the states, something Glass says Indiana, with its own budget issues, simply can't handle. So the cuts would cut deep. Gleaners estimating 610,000 Hoosiers would lose access to food, including kids and grandparents.
There's going to be real people hurting, and these are hardworking Hoosiers that are trying to make it. 264,000 children, 80,000 seniors. What do they do to deserve this?
A parent is going to be thinking the same thing. Where do I get food now? That sort of scenario is really scary for kids and families.
Shepherd Community Center's food pantry has high demand now. They're worried they won't be able to fill the gap if legislation goes through.
We've already seen it increasing, and that's before all of this news happened.
This would cut 133 million meals out of the charitable food system. The entire charitable food system in Indiana last year produced 108 million meals. I mean, at some point, you can't weave gold out of straw.
Leaving families in serious trouble.
We know what happens when people are hungry. Bad health outcomes, crime goes up, people drop out of school, and then society gets burdened as well. Whether you're hungry or not hungry, these cuts are going to impact you from a health, quality of life perspective, and in your pocketbook.
Creating a crisis, he says, for all of us. In Indianapolis, Jenny Runovich, 13 News.
So these proposed SNAP cuts would mark the largest rollback of food assistance in U.S. history. Right now, we're watching that tax bill. It currently is stalled in the U.S. House.